Okie doke, let's head over to the rest of this website for y'all. You may have noticed by now I put a rainy day coupons link at the bottom down here. I'm still not going to talk too much about it other than tell you it's a very good thing and students love it, and we'll talk about them when it makes sense to talk about them. Let's go to the schedule link. This one is the definitely the most important. There we go. I just did some editing to it. And this might, well, first of all, it looks like the 90s. Because I learned how to code HTML in the 1990s and I haven't learned squat since then. So this looks exactly like all web pages looked in the 1990s. I apologize, kinda, but students, once they get the hang of it, understand it just fine, first off. Secondly, it might seem a little weird to not use Blackboard for this course and instead to use a web page like this. And I do it this way for a couple of reasons, which I'll tell you more about in class. Number one, I hate Blackboard. It's constantly got issues. We're actually switching to Canvas next term. And I try to keep you out of Blackboard as much as humanly possible. And number two, this is a way to give you the entire course not hidden behind passwords. And that becomes more important when I want to share it with people outside of the class. So I'm not going to say much more about it than that. For now, we can get into it more as we chat through the term. What I've tried to do here, because this is an online course, is I've tried to fend off some of that motivation issue, procrastination issues that tend to happen with students. A lot of times people sign up for online courses and then they keep putting things off and putting things off and putting things off. And then by the time they realize they're far behind, it's too late to get out from under a pile of work they have to do. So I've given you kind of a recommended timeline each week. So let's just take a look at week one, and all the other weeks kind of progress exactly the same. Each schedule page starts with the dates up top, and then you got some COCC information in red below. You don't have to click on those links; they're just there for reference, things that I think you might find useful. Let's look at Monday first. So the first thing, it says what to do today on Monday. So this is suggested. I'm not going to be looking over your shoulder checking you on this, but this is, if you do these assignments kind of on these days, you'll have a nice even pace through the course. On Monday, I said go through the syllabus videos. You're watching them right now, so you're already doing that. And then most of the time, you're going to see any number of things in each day's block. Labs, homeworks, sometimes notes. I'm going to go through each one of those in this video. So lab number one, multi-sided die, and 100-sided die homework. We'll come back to those in a second. I put a little link down here. You can always send me an email, and I gave you, this is so you can just hit that, and if your Microsoft or whatever Gmail is set up correctly, it immediately author you an email to me. Now, let's take a look at one of these things, the lab. Now you might think it's weird that on the first day of class, the first thing I have is do a lab. But what you're going to notice is this lab is calling on math skills you already have. This is going to have a little bit of fractional work, a little bit of logical work, and a little bit of arithmetic work, and a little teeny bit of algebra towards the very end. But let's just go through this so you know what it looks like. You already know that there's no textbook for this course. You already know that. And that's because effectively, this web page is an ebook. All these links take you out to assignments or notes or videos that become, if you will, your textbook for the course. So let's just take a quick look through this one. Let's say you wanted to work through this. So you're going to start by reading, and you're going to start at the top and you're just going to read down. And you're going to learn to read really, really well for comprehension in this class. You kind of have no choice. You've been warned. And there'll be links inside these documents sometimes when necessary. We'll come back to that in a second. And then you'll stumble upon a question that I asked you using one of the other dice in figure one besides the 6-sided one. Figure one's the one up here. It's not labeled. I'll fix that. Explain how to relabel it so it can also be a 3-sided die. No need to fill out an entire chart. Just explain in words. So how do you do this question? How do you answer this question? There's a couple ways you can do it. One way is to go into Microsoft Word, start a new document up. Here we go. I'll pull this over so we can look at it. And then just start answering. So here's where you would answer number one. I apologize. I don't look at the screen while I'm typing, so I make a lot of errors. And then number 2, you do something similar. Number 3, you do something similar. You'll notice that the questions just keep kind of coming. They have point values attached to them. This one's worth 2 points. That one's worth 2 points. Now that one's worth 3. Some are worth 1. Some are worth 2. A lab is worth 25 total points towards your grade. So you'll see 25. It adds up to 25 at the end. And then you're going to have this Word document with a bunch of answers in it by the end. Eventually you get down to 25. And then you would just save this somewhere on your computer, and then you'd upload it into Blackboard. I'll show you where the Blackboard folders are after this video. That's one way to do it. Now, some students don't like typing math-based stuff, even though this class is it's very different. It's more like a combination of critical thinking, mathematics, and writing. So typing is probably going to feel really, really good for you. But some people are like, I like to write my math out. That's totally fine. Grab a piece of scrap paper. I've got a pile of it here myself. And just write out your answers. It's totally fine. Then all you got to do is take a picture of those answers or scan it, get it into a digital form somehow, and also upload it to Blackboard. And like I said, we'll get to Blackboard in the next video so you can see how to do that. And that's pretty much how you do an assessment in my class. I don't expect you to print these things out. I'm trying to save you money by not having you buy a textbook. I don't want you to have to spend money on ink and cartridges or printing costs. So the idea is that you just open this, and this is like reading a chapter of an ebook, and then you do the problems into another document. Okay, and then upload it to Blackboard. I'm going to shut this down for now. Homework is done the exact same way. It's just a smaller version of a lab. Okay, much smaller version of a lab. That's it. It's worth 10 points and not 25 points. Now, that's Monday. Tuesday, there's nothing really to do Tuesday. And again, this is an online course, so it's kind of weird to say it like this. There's nothing to do Tuesday, but I've placed 98 specific office hours on Tuesday and Thursdays, the entire term, from 9 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. Now, this is in addition to my other office hours, which I don't think, are they there yet? Did the school update it yet? I'm not sure. Let's go back and take a look. Nope, not there yet. These are, I'll just give you a heads up, fall 2021, these are going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 3 in the afternoon. And you can log in via Zoom if you want to. But these are just for Math 98, which is why I'm hiding them back here. I don't want my 105 and my 243 classes to know about them. So if you have any specific Math 98 questions you want to chat about, drop in. Same Zoom login credentials as I spoke of in the last video, or the first video. From 9 a.m. to 9:45. And we might have a small crew of people in here. We can work together on things. I've got chalkboards in the office. We can write down things. We can share screens. We can get into Google Sheets, which you're going to be using a little bit in this class. I'm excited about that. But those hours are just for my Math 98 students. Okay, that's going to be on Tuesday and on Thursday from 9 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. Optional. You don't have to come by. Not required. They're just, if you have questions specific to the course, drop by then. Or come by the other ones. I'm trying to give as much availability as I possibly can to my students. Wednesday, my suggestion for Wednesday is to work on Lab 2 and the homework that follows Lab 2. Again, they both involve math you already know how to do. You're not learning anything new in this first week. And then Thursday, I got to refresh the page real quick here. There. So, because we have, when this class meets in person, it meets 3 days a week. I have to spread these assessments over a recommended schedule over 5 days, which doesn't spread very well. So I've put Thursday as the next day to do things. That combines with those optional little office hours that I have, so it feels a little bit cramped to me in here. But I think you'll find that it's totally doable week to week. Now, everything for a given week is going to be due no later than 10 a.m. on Fridays. You see that over here on the right side of the screen. 10 a.m. Friday is the cutoff. That's when the folders in Blackboard disappear. And that's going to be my due dates every week, unless there's weird things like Thanksgiving or holidays or things like that. Okay? So every recommended schedule is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, just like this. And the whole term goes on like that. You'll see it all the way down. You've got those Zoom-specific hours for just Math 98 on Tuesday and Thursday from 9 to 9:45. And then stuff's due each Friday at 10 a.m. in Blackboard. And that's pretty much how the course works. The only difference is, I'll scroll down here a little bit. The only difference is every time you learn a new topic in Math 98, and I think we've got it broken down to 6 or 7 topics, I forget how many. Each new topic is going to start with a video introduction, which is a quick YouTube video introducing the topic. And then there's going to be a series of notes. I will click on this just to show you what's up with this. It's, again, a PDF document, but this one you don't turn in. This is the stuff we would have done in class if we were in class together. Before this was an online class, it was an in-person class. So what this is it's just for you to do for practice on your own. And just like we did in class, I would regroup after a few problems or some reading with a video check-in that answered all the questions that came before it. And there's multiple video check-ins as you go through each of these notes documents. So there's nothing you don't have to turn these notes in. These notes are here so that you can learn new topics. This first topic is called dimensional analysis. It's going to be one of the most useful maths you learn in Math 98, which is why I did it first. Other than that, then you're going to have homework and labs. Not always labs. Each day is going to have homework for sure, but not every day has a lab. The labs tend to be after you've gotten through the notes. Okay? So that's the basic gist of the course. There are a couple exams, and we can chat more about that in class. They're not due. One's due, I believe, in week 5. Yep, one's due in week 5. It's not linked yet. Don't click on it. And I'll give you plenty of time to work on that. It's a take-home exam. You're going to have weeks to work on it. I don't want you to feel any pressure. And then there's one last exam towards the end of the course down here in week 12. So, like I said, plenty of time to get this stuff done. Let's stop this video here. It's already 12 minutes long. It's too long. And let's do a quick video at the end explaining Blackboard and the very minimal use I use Blackboard for.